Hey guys, it's the 8th house Siren, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming Venus in retrograde that will be occurring on December 19th through January 29th. I decided to do this video for two reasons. First reason is this Venus retrograde will occur in the sign of Capricorn, and so it is going to heavily influence money and businesses because Capricorn rules businesses and Venus rules money and the wants and needs of people. And since a lot of my content has been kind of career driven and like business driven and entrepreneurship driven, I figured that kind of aligns with what we've been talking about. Second reason is this past Mercury retrograde we just experienced, people were saying that it was super rough on them, and there is actually a reason behind that, and we will discuss that today too. So I guess first we'll talk about why in the world was this previous Mercury retrograde in Libra so darn rough. Well, a good way to figure out how a retrograde period will be for you, or just the overall tone of the retrograde period or how intense it will be, is to look at what planets are making aspects to the planet in retrograde on the first day of its retrograde. So for example, on the very first day that Mercury was in retrograde in Libra, it was squaring Pluto. So of course that retrograde period was going to be rough. As we know, Pluto is a planet that is all about intensity and transformation. So with it squaring Mercury, the sign of communication and transportation, and the way we think, that of course affected people in somewhat dramatic ways. So I went on astro.com and drew up a chart for this upcoming Venus retrograde, and it looks like Venus will be conjunct Pluto, it will be sextile Neptune, and it will be at 26 degrees on the first day of retrograde. So let's talk about each of those things. So first of all, Venus being at 26 degrees. We know that 26 is a Taurus degree, and so that deals with material things, our wants, our needs, what we need to feel comfortable. And that also puts us at a place where we're doubling down on this earth energy, because remember, Venus will be in Capricorn, and then we have this 26 degrees, that's a Taurus degree. So with all of this earth energy, I suspect people are going to start thinking long and hard about their purchases before they make them. So do I really need this? How is this going to benefit me in the long run? Also, if you're a business owner, you need to be really big. If you're a business owner and you sell products, you need to be really big on quality control around this time. I mean, you should be big on that anyway, but especially during this Venus retrograde period, because people are going to be looking for quality products that they can use for a long time, and things that are practical, so things that have practical uses. So you might want to market accordingly. Figure out how your products are practical and think about how they can be for everyday use. Remember, anytime where a planet is in retrograde, you're gonna have to redo some things, rethink some things. And so that makes me think of, when it comes to like purchasing and products, it makes me think of refunds. So people are more likely to look at what they're buying in a critical way during this time, which normally leads to refunds. So just be mindful again with putting out quality products. So let's talk about how Venus will be conjunct Pluto during this retrograde period. Automatically, that makes me think of business partnerships. First of all, like I said, we have this Venus that's all about partnership, and then in Capricorn, Capricorn rules business. And then it's conjunct Pluto. So Pluto, anytime Pluto is having anything to do with an event, it's going to be long term, and most of the time changes made are going to be permanent. Since Venus will be in retrograde, that makes me think people are going to rethink their needs and rethinking what they need in a business partner. Sometimes that means that people will be breaking off relationships with their business partners, or they'll want to go in a different direction with the business, and sometimes the two people in the business partnership don't see eye to eye, so that causes them to split. So I do think those changes or those splits will be permanent under this Pluto influence. But I do think that it will be for the good. Most of the time, conjunctions, they can be heavy and intense, but it's at the end of the day, it's for our best interest. Conjunctions challenge us in a healthy way. So I do think that these business partnerships either growing stronger or ending, at the end of the day, it'll be what's best for both parties. So let's talk about this Venus sextile Neptune aspect that will be occurring during this Venus retrograde. So Neptune, it rules things that we cannot touch. It rules like the trickery of the eye. It makes things appear one way when they're not. Which by that logic, Neptune also rules deception. So people who are out there selling products, if you see that your business is kind of going slow, resist the urge to kind of put rose-colored glasses on your audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to remain honest throughout your business practices during this time, because this energy, it might push people to kind of shy away from being completely transparent about their products or services, okay, during this time. So just try to resist the urge, keep everything honest. When you are signing business contracts, I would definitely recommend having somebody else who is qualified, so a qualified professional looking those over, because just like you might, how this energy might affect you, it's also affecting other people who you're doing business with. So, you know, you don't want to get played. So just make sure you are thoroughly looking through things before signing anything business related, especially if it is a partnership with someone else. So those are just a few things that I foresee for this upcoming Venus in retrograde. Again, this will be occurring from December 19th through January 29th. So you definitely have some time to prepare. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you think you're gonna like this channel, go ahead and subscribe. And I'm the 8th house Siren, and I will see you next time. Bye.